and like they package it nicely. And for me, it's like, nah, this is what's possible in city council, and this is what you can hold me accountable to. And I actually am pushing for this thing called participatory budgeting. So it's really going to revamp and revitalize the way that this system works.
Say it again.
Participatory budgeting.
Participatory. Say that 5 times.
No, and it's, to break it down, it's one of those phrases that I think, it can be confusing, and so really want to break it down. Basically, it means that you're not only electing a representative, but you actually get to decide on budget lines. People actually get to say, like, yo, I want to put more money towards schools and less towards, like, over-policing. I want to put more money towards cleaning our streets. I think we got to have a community center, youth centers. These are things, and, like, they're actual budget lines that you get to vote for. And that, I think, not only is what people deserve to do, but it also holds me accountable. If I have the honor of being the city councilwoman of District 15, then it allows individuals, and I'll be pushing for a system that lets you say, nah, we decided this together. Why isn't this happening, right? And it's creating a collective decision-making that doesn't exist right now. All we get to do is pick a person. We don't actually get to be part of the process the whole time. And what I want to do is make sure we're part of the process the whole time, so that more people are interested in voting, because they recognize, like, if I go vote for this thing, I will actually see a tangible change in my kid's school. And that is so different than just picking a person.
Right.
And so part of it is making sure that we have accountability pipelines. That's a big part of it.
We don't want to just pick somebody just because we see them at the train station shaking everybody's hand.
Yeah, right. And I'm not
about.
Exactly, and I'm not one to just go around picking babies. We're in the middle of a pandemic, but also, it's not at all. It doesn't do it. I am somebody who will have deep conversations and really try to figure out, like, what is something that that is realistic and super tangible on a city council level I can actually do. And I think that's what you need. It's like people who are realistic about their limitations within government and are willing to work and push what is possible in that. But don't feed you lies and don't give you these perfectly packaged gifts of policy. That's not possible.
I love that. Like, yo, this is exactly why we need more people like you. And I'm hoping that we can get more people on, our platform or, wherever we at, whatever we're doing. Because people don't understand. And I'm honest. I'm one of those people who didn't understand voting and get into the vote. And then, you see all these other things besides, the main, thing. You don't know where to go and what to do. So you consciously say, oh, okay, all right, this guy, he came and he was at the train station at Barchester.
He gave me a turkey.
Yeah, and I feel that we need this, and we need to hear, like, really. And I'm gonna say this because, as far as like young people, they're our future. So we need to make sure they're knowledgeable of these things, because as we get older, we learn more, like now I know who to go for it or whatever. But as young people, we start voting at 18. I'm gonna be honest, at 18, you really, unless, say 16.
I said it should be 16. It should be 16.
It should be 16.
Yes, and if you got the right people behind you and teaching you the right way, at 16 or 18, I didn't know how to teach my kids the right way, and I became a mother at 19. So I didn't know how to tell them how to vote or how to, make the right, of course, their babies or one or whatever. But like, you want to grow up and you want to be able to tell them how to make their future better, and for their kids and their kids and their kids and so on.
Yeah.
So this is why we need to keep this going. And so the voting date, you said, is what, the 23rd?
Yeah. So the election is on the 23rd, but in New York you can actually early vote. So tomorrow you can get out and vote. On Friday you can get out and vote. Saturday and Sunday you can get out and vote, and then Monday with a break, reset, and then election day is March 23rd.
Okay,
but there are 4 locations for polls. All of it can be found. You can follow me at Latchmi Gopal, so that's LATC HMI GOPAL. There's so much information there.
And if you didn't get that, you're going to definitely post it up there. So we'll have all that information on Matthew Show, on my
DJ John Clutch.
Yeah.
I feel honored to be in this
It's an honor to have you. Thank you to the lovely people Charles connecting the dots. Yeah, connecting the dots.
Absolutely.
100%. But yeah, there's 4 polling locations right now. There's different hours for early voting that are happening. It's just, our community doesn't work a 9 to 5, right? And so we need to also be making sure that it's not 24 hours and this whole Tuesday, election day, and we only get actually holiday off for most jobs, and it's not even national on presidential elections, right? It's another way that they make sure that we can actually get out. Because if you have people working graveyard shifts, if you have people working 2-3 jobs, how are they going to get out and vote on that one Tuesday that we're allocated? So now we do have early voting. You've got the weekends. You have another weekend coming up. It's nice weather. There's no excuse. Y'all can go out,
Right.
Take your walk,
Get
get your cardio in, treat your body well, get your vote on. And then we do have that 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. longer hours on March 23rd, Tuesday. But without early vote, it really, it doesn't take so much time. Literally can be in and out in less than 2 minutes.
So in the meantime, in between time, what can we do to help? I mean, voting, of course, is the main thing, but what else, if people have the time or, because I know when Ms. Charles was, running or whatever, there were, we filled in slots where we could go out and do whatever. What can we do in the meantime to help make this happen for you?
Yeah, so exactly that kind of model where we have right now, like I said, there's early voting happening, and we're making sure part of the campaign and part of making sure that people are brought into the process is actually talking to people. So if you got an hour or two, a couple hours, you can definitely dedicate to being out in the streets with us, talking to voters, distributing flyers, making sure people feel like they know what they need to be doing when it comes to this election.
Right.
Otherwise, I know people are pressed for time. I know people are doing so many things right now. If you know people in District 15, if you know people who are in the Fordham area, who are in the Bedford Park area, who are in Mount Hope and Allerton, Allenville, and Southern Boulevard over by the Botanical Gardens, like these are if you know folks there, tell them to get out to vote, because this is an election that is a special election. It's off election cycle. A lot of people don't know about it.
Right.
And that is purposeful, like we just described. It's a system that's not built for us to be brought in. And so what we can be doing together is letting people know. You got a homie who lives on Fordham Road. You got somebody who lives on Grand Concourse. Let them know that they can actually go vote. That's something we could be doing. And if you got, we also have programs like if you can't hit the streets or for whatever reason, you could hop on the phone for an hour, call some voters, hook it up.
So that's somebody like me who can't actually, get out there on the streets, whatever.
Yeah.
But I do have some in between time, especially people say it, but I'm job. I have some spare time,
Yeah.
So you definitely gotta let me know, those phone calls.
And I'm gonna be out there tomorrow and Friday.
Yeah.
And work that street work, I will be out there.
Yeah.
Supporting, last week, I will be out there. Friday, I'm out there.
He's always decked out. I was gonna
Yeah.
say, always decked out in our official cars,
Traveling
literature. Yeah, but no, there's so many ways to get in, and our campaign really is about meeting people where they're at. If you, whatever your talent, your skill, your interest in how you want to participate politically or in community, we'll make room for it too. And know we're in crunch time right now, and there's things that have to get done, but part of this is larger than this campaign and this city council seat. It's also making sure that people in the Bronx feel empowered by a system that is supposed to work for them. Being a city councilwoman would mean I'm a public servant. And I think oftentimes politicians forget that, and so we gotta make sure that we're expanding it. So you gotta tell me, you do art, you do music, we got culture, we gotta meet with politics, we'll figure it out. There's different ways to get involved too. And we do have an election happening in June as well, so there's time. We have the March election, we also have a June election, and there's many ways to get involved. And I know you said you're gonna post it up. My website is gocallforthebronx.org for anybody tuning in, and there's a join the fight button, and you can come on and join us.
You will be posting that, yeah, okay.
Definitely will be posting that.
Yeah, we'll post that.
So, we have some time, a little bit more time because we get to a couple other people, but thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
is there
It's a
anything
pleasure, thank you.
specific that we didn't touch base on, or whatever that you want to let our live audience know, or the people that tuned in with us,
Yeah, I'll leave us with this. I've said it already on this, but we have a broken system that we 100% are empowered and can be fixing together. And we feel very disenfranchised because they touch it on purpose, 100%. So we have to just make sure that we're paying attention And with that anger and that frustration that you have in your community, I promise you, there's somebody not doing their job about it. And you gotta do the research, and you gotta pay attention, get out to those polls, but there are people not doing their jobs and making sure that we're not just all right, but that we're in a place to live dignified lives. And that's what I'm about, and I wanna be held accountable to that, and that's what I'm gonna leave us with. So election March 23rd, again, my name is Lakshmi Devi Gopal, and I'm ready to
I heard it here. Let's talk about it, y'all. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time. We're gonna post everything, and of course, this live is gonna be what's really important. They're gonna see what you're about, our audience, whatever, and hopefully we can reach out to a lot of people that can really understand what you're about and how we're gonna do it. Thank you so much, Mom.
Thank you so much.
That's what's up, guys. I heard it here.
Power right there. That's power.
Yeah.
That's power.
Yes, community, the more we get out there, the more people we can reach out to, the more we can make it happen and make it happen for us. I say us, for us. And, the dishes that we live in, and you know what? And hopefully, the future set is to make others follow through. That's what we're doing. Hey, that was dope. Let's stay with us. Let's stay with us. We still rocking out. We got some good community.
Oh, yeah.
I hope y'all ready. This is about to be. Hey, we got some people in the building. Let's shout them out. Shout them out. We got.
We got Chef Dollars.
Yeah.
Brody. We got Katie in the building. The Chinese kid.
I love you, bro. Always tuning in to show this love.
We got Charles in the building. Miss Abby's kid. Executive director.
Woo woo! Yes, we got Black Arts in the building. Sharing this space with us. Putting up for us. We got our producer finally in the building. We're still feeling a little under the weather, but OBG in the building. Peace, King, peace. Peace to the family. Yes. Yeah, let's talk about it. It's one of those show. Wait, after show, I want to see you doing each other. There you go. Hey. I told y'all we had a show for y'all. I know we started. I feel like a man right now, but
I see James. What's going on? Linda Liddy, what's going on the check-in?
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody out there on the check-in. YouTube Live, Instagram, Facebook. Be there. Let's talk about the podcast.
yes. I know we do it each and every Wednesday, y'all. Each and every Wednesday, go down. 7 o'clock supposedly. But we do it every year. That's the great thing about tonight. You check it out now, you can always check it out later. So it's all good. So let's get right into it. Let's get right into it. Let's go.
So it's Women's Month, right? Still Women's Month is every month. That's right.
Keep talking. That's right.
Every month.
Every day.
Yeah, that's right. Every day. That's right.
Every day.
Yeah, that's right.
Every day.
Every day. So we got this lady. She's a boss lady. She's a boss. She don't take no from nobody. She's a promoter. One third and half of the Underground Feelings radio show. You can catch that on every Monday on DTF Radio.
My partner's coming up.
Yeah. They coming. They on the way.
Okay,
Blue on this way. You can catch them every Monday on Underground Feelings. radio show. She's a promoter. She be traveling all around the world. She's just dope, man. Dope
She's
sister,
dope. She's
woman,
dope.
man.
There's no
Let's
better
give it
way
up, man. Let's give
to
it up.
have her explain herself and tell us who she is. Let's go.
Round of applause, man. Let's go, Prissy.
Let's go, Prissy.
CEO of Tammy G Entertainment. One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Coming in here looking all sexy and stuff. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
We in the building. We got Miss Prissy in the building, y'all. Y'all know what it is. It's about to be lit up on this.
I think it's about to be, you know.
And we're gonna talk about it tonight.
Hold on.
We're about to talk about a lot of stuff tonight, y'all. So listen, if you want to ask any questions, make sure you ask your questions. We're gonna repeat up here live right now while we got Miss Prissy in the building. So y'all better post those questions. Let us know what you want to ask. And we're gonna ask her right now, right here. And you're gonna get the answer right here.
Yeah.
So let's go. Don't be shy. She said everything is on the table. Everything is on the table, y'all. Let's go.
Everything.
We got Prissy in the building, y'all. Tammy G. Hold the phone.
Yeah.
CEO of Tammy G Entertainment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Good evening.
Good
It's a
evening.
pleasure
Welcome,
having you here.
welcome.
Oh my God, it's a pleasure for me to be here. I'm actually, I think this is a beautiful moment for me to be here. Shout out to this young lady. If I'm not pronouncing your name correctly, Lakshmi. Lakshmi. I'm gonna tell you why it's a beautiful thing for me to be here, and it's not taken away from her. But I actually came in, and you guys don't even know this about me. You said she was running for, councilwoman,
Right.
and I said, well, I need to jump in on that, and not to take away from her, but I would like to help her campaign because I also have a non-for-profit organization, and it's called BlacksOnWallStreet.org, and my organization is specifically geared to high school students of underprivileged neighborhoods, right? And what we do is we offer scholarships, mentorships, jobs to those who can't afford it. And we're global, right? We started it right here in New York City, and then we went into New Jersey, and we targeted some schools in New Jersey, Newark, the main areas that we target. Why? Like she said, there's no awareness right there. There's no awareness, right? These kids, they want to go to school, but they come from circumstances that don't allow them to go, right? They want to pursue education, and like I told her, I said, this is excellent. Not that we struggle to find candidates for scholarships, right? We want to make sure that we're dispersing the monies to the kids that actually need it, right? I mentor a lot of children, right? And it's sad when they say, I can't go to college because I gotta stay home and take care of my mother, right? And I think that my organization is really, really a beautiful thing, and it's a hub that is something newly created that wasn't available to us, right? In our age bracket. I wish I had the same opportunity that I'm providing for the high school students. So a lot of people don't know that about me, right? Like they don't know that. They always see the glitz and glams, but there's also a business side. This is why I deviate between Prissy and Tammy G. So Prissy's more glamour around the world, hosting in different countries and different states. I love it. But the real business piece of me, the piece that gives back and helps others is Tammy G. That's the businesswoman, and that came from me being single mother. Shout out to the single mothers.
mother.
Yeah. We can't do things, all things, even when we don't have strength. And I'm sure a lot of women can attest to that, right? Because we wear many hats, we work, we provide, we protect our children. And I'm one of those single mothers who just, I've been on my own since 17, graduated high school early, 2 degrees. So don't just think that you just see glamour, right? Like I work hard to get where I'm at.
Well, damn, can we get to you gonna let us ask you any questions?
Yeah.
Now, I know how you rock, and I knew this is what was gonna happen. I already knew how it was gonna go down. I knew how it was gonna go down, and let me be clear. It's so, I love it because, like, when you get asked the question, who are you and what you represent, I love the fact that you go through it and you can put it out there. I'm gonna be honest, I struggle with it sometimes because even though I know the answer, or whatever, I struggle. But you, and let me say this, let me just rewind a little bit. My first time meeting you was the week before,
Yes.
2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Was at your show. We had the pleasure of being on your show and being interviewed or whatever. And I automatically said, oh my God, she's someone to reckon with because your energy, and I knew about you way before I even met you, whatever. I heard about you and knew your vibe, and I knew like what you do and everything. And I was like, I can't wait to meet her. And I can say it even more. I was like, yo, you definitely have to have her on the show. Which you, was already ready to be on the show or whatever. So I love the fact that you're able to, because you've been doing this for years. I've only been doing this for a hot minute. And I love the fact that I'm able to hear you. And when somebody asks you the question, who are you? You're able to just rock with it. That's beautiful because that means it's what you believe in.
Yeah.
And it's your heart and how you see yourself and how you want others to see you. So
That is correct.
that's a blessing.
That is correct. And for some time, as women, we struggle to push forward. We struggle to push forward because this is a dog-eat-dog world. We're not easily accepted, right? And also, I'm going to speak to when you're an attractive woman, that doesn't help either, right?
Everybody thinks it makes it easier, but it's not.
It doesn't help either. But I stay true to who I am. And I know there's a lot of ladies viewing this live. And even to the men, y'all know I'm straightforward. I tell all my women here, you can accomplish whatever you need to accomplish without selling your soul. Let me repeat that.
Say it again.
Let me repeat that. Oh my God. Let me repeat it. Like you do not have to sell your soul. And I think a lot of, and I don't really like to use the word hate because I think it is secret admiring. That's what I call it.
Right.
So I'm gonna just transform. It's not really hate. I will transform it to say, hey, it's secret admiring, right? Because we have a lot of people that watch what we do, but they won't hit that button, right? And that's okay because I'm not looking for approval from anyone, right? I am who I am. I do what I do. I give without the intention of getting back because you have to give in order to get back. You don't get blessings by withholding and being stingy and blocking other people's blessings, right? So when I met you, Tosh, it was actually refreshing to see another woman, who wears many hats. It was really refreshing. It's nothing against the males. I appreciate my fellas because you guys are also the reason why I am who I am. My fan base is males, but I will say this: in the last 2 years, my secret admirers, like you guys gotta do better because you guys act worse than women. Okay? You guys act worse than women, and I will tell you this. The ones who have tried to stop my blessings, I get a little cocky sometimes because I can. Not because I want to, but I have to remind people, when you try to block somebody's blessing, usually God prepares another path for them to go around you. Yes. Right? And that's what happens with me. I've got 3 different times. I work with 3 different fellas, industry people, right?
can you help me? Can you help me? No, I need you to do something for me. Well, I can't do it, right? Stop talking to me. I'm in the same places that these gentlemen are in, right? Across the world. Oh my God, Percy, what's up? When we get back to New York, I need you to, you don't need me to do a motherfucking, excuse my language. I told you guys,
We
that
are
I
all
told
That's
you
why we
guys that,
live, and it's what you do.
yeah, I told you guys that I was, I mean, I curse a lot. I'm trying to keep it as filtered as possible, which is not me.
Nah, you're good. You ain't
Yeah,
got
but-
nothing filtered because we want to keep it as real as possible.
Yeah, and if you know, if you go through my gram, right, if you go through my gram, you see me with a lot of known DJs and stuff. I put a lot of money in some of those DJs' pockets, right? But when you turn around, they haven't done anything for me, and I'm all right with that. Because I'd rather be in control of my own situation, entertainment-wise, than to ride somebody else's wave, right? Because slavery, that existed. You know, I think it's important, Tosh, that we have broken through.
Sorry.
We have broken through, and I'm proud of where I'm at. I don't know about nobody,
As you should.
and I have to pat myself on the back, and I talk to myself a lot because some of my right hands are not who I think I am.
Let's talk about it.
All right. Okay, some of my right hands are with me. Some of my right hands are promoting me, but yet they're talking about me. How
Give
can
me
you
your right hand,
promote
should be
me?
your left foot.
Yeah. How could you promote me and say that I'm your right hand, but you're talking about me? You're telling this person, delete her. She can't do nothing for you. One thing I don't do, because I have artists that I manage, I have my own management company. One thing that I don't do, as like Lakshmi says, I don't promise anything that I cannot produce, results on. I just don't do that. I don't believe in that because that's called false advertisement and pump faking. If you want to go to street terms,
Hello, let's go.
that's called pump faking. I don't do that. Whatever I say I can do, some of my artists are on my live right now.
Faking the funk.
I can pull it up. I can pull up the proof. I can pull up the visuals. And that's important.
Listen, let me tell you something. You
In the
hit
words
it,
of Lawrence Professor.
all right? Straight like that. You've hit a lot of keynotes, like there's so much we could possibly talk about on everything that you're saying. You obviously, you're a strong woman. And I've only known you for a short time, but we automatically connected. But if we can just go a little deeper into what you're saying,
Sure.
like what have you experienced directly that makes you feel like, as we not say, we don't want to call them haters, but haters. We don't want to call them non-believers, but non-believers. What can you tell us that you've experienced that can, at the end of the day, I like to have a lesson at the end of every story and everything that we talk about, because I don't want to just end any conversation or end any like specific subject on a negative vibe. What have you experienced that made you do differently and feel differently and keep you motivated?
Okay. Rephrase that a little bit. Because that was a little.
It was like a 10-part. So
I want to answer it.
and
I
you
gotta
can,
clarify.
I'll let you because that's dope too. Okay, so basically, through all your trials and tribulations, what can you tell somebody out there out here, a young person, let me say, that keeps you motivated and keeps you striving to do what you need to do to be as successful as you are and will continue to be?
Oh, that's easy.
It's easier, right?
It's easier because I do this with my artists all the time, and it's gonna sound weird, but the hate keeps me going. It keeps me progressing, right? Because I told all of my artists, channel that bad energy into your music, right? Channel it into a creative space. Right? I don't have the best temper, but this type of stuff fuels me. The hate fuels me. Because when people want me to sit down, it just makes me harder, right? It makes me go harder. It makes me say, okay, well, I wasn't invited here, so I'm going to do my own thing. And that's what happened, Tasha. To be honest with you, I was like blocked from going to a lot of things. I wasn't notified. And so what happened was I started creating my own platform.
Let's talk about it.
I started doing my own showcases for artists
Let's talk about it.
where I wasn't taking their money, right? And I was just providing a platform for them to do their own thing. Not only a platform for the artists, but also the DJs. So I definitely have a love for the DJs because as I said last week, without the DJs, there is no party, right? So I'm gonna shout out a few DJs that have been really good to me in the industry. Shout out to Drewski. You'll see me with a lot of pictures with Drewski. Shout out to DJ Enough. Shout out to DJ Bobby Trins. He was just in the hospital. He's out now. Blessings, brother. Shout out to DJ Ty Boogie. Right. So we've done a few trips together, and I'm usually on his live. But I really love the DJs because they also help me to get to where I am too, right? And once you show them what you can do, it's like, yo, we need Chrissy to come on, and we need her. We need her on the bill. And then in return, it's funny because I was doing a rooftop event. A promoter called me and said, Chrissy, I need you to come down. And we started doing this rooftop event pre-COVID. And that's when I called a few DJs up and said, yo, can you come DJ for me? Sure, Chrissy, no problem. And like I said, all of that is on my gram. But, I could attest to all of that. I'm not going to sit here and lie about anything, right? What I say I do is what I do. So like I said, because I was shut out as a woman, I decided to do my own thing. And so that's how I really got started, Tasha. I was a promoter. But then I was like, you know what? I'm not running around selling nobody's tickets, but don't get no $20 to $5 for each ticket like I'm a kid. $5 on my nails, right?
Check it out. It's a hustle.
One on my nails.
It's a hustle and it starts somewhere. So listen, it's no shade to the people that's doing it now. But it's a hustle. You do it and you keep it pushing.
You do it and you keep it pushing. But then I realized that was not my calling. My calling, one of the promoters called. He said, you know what? You love being around the people. You love music. I'm like, come host my event.
Right.
You can just look pretty and get money. Hey, I'm here.
That's what you're talking
I'm here because it allows you, it allows me to open up, and meet people. I do a big weekend in Houston. I'll be out there and I'll talk to you guys about it. I'll be out there in July, so
you already talked to me a little bit.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Something big after that, too.
I'm trying to set up a forum with people like ourselves, and like I said, I'm not stingy to what I do, and I've known that. I don't really want to get into that, but I think I will.
Yes. We get into that.
Oh boy, yeah,
that.
because I don't like the hate, and I don't like the divide and conquer that goes on in this space, right?
That's the thing. I and this is the thing, because we only got you for a little while. And
Yeah.
I don't want to waste your time.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna. So Todd, what we gonna do? Because I can get into it. Nat, he might want to get into it. I don't know.
Let's go.
But I do want to say this. I did come with gifts for you, from my jewelry line. You know better. I also have a jewelry line. I have a lip line, and I also have merch. I didn't want to get robbed. No shade to the bras. I threw a sub. I got a bulletproof bra.
Straight like that.
Yeah. Nah, I'm just joking. But I did want to come up here and apologize to Nat on the air because we had a friendship and sometimes people get greedy. We had a friendship and a mutual person that's around Nat and then just trying to use him for his platform came in between that. And he had me not talking to Nat, but you're talking to me. So I'm a woman, and I'm a grown woman. I'm a grown ass woman. I have to emphasize that because I don't get involved in men drama. I shouldn't have been involved. And what a next man does in his personal life has nothing to do with you, brother. And I'm sure you're watching. There's no filter because you didn't want me to come up here. You didn't want me to. I wasn't going to even go to my own radio show. But I said, you know what? I'm going to pull up because I got to make this right. And I told Nat, and I'll tell you, Tosh, when you have a team, keep your eyes open.
Let me be clear, because you touched a little bit on it when I came to your show,
Mhm.
and I mentioned a couple of things like, whatever. And I knew it was something in your heart that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
You just didn't get the opportunity because,
Yeah.
it was our interview. But I knew, once I said certain things, you was like, yeah,
Yeah.
like, whatever. So I'm glad we getting.
And it's a small world, and, I wanted to make sure that, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but before I leave this earth, I wanna go unified. I don't have any problems.
Right.
We weren't born with problems. Problems are created. And then we have to be careful with the outside forces. So, like I said, I'm apologizing to this brother. And I could do that on air because I know who I am. I know who I am, and it was wrong. And I hope I see you in a few minutes, but I did that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I did that. I did
yeah,
that.
Tammy G in the building.
Yeah,
I
I did that.
appreciate that. Appreciate that.
And like I said, it's nothing personal, but you have to clear. I want to go to bed, and be smiling and know that my conscience is clear.
That's a cool fact. Let's just say this, and I don't mean to cut you off, but that's some grown woman shit.
Yeah.
Like, you can get on the air and apologize and know when you've done something wrong. I don't even know the situation, and I don't even know if it's something.
I don't think it was wrong. I just think that,
That's what I'm trying to say.
I just think like we don't know the word for it. It was
miscommunication.
It was
or whatever
basically
it is.
a conquer and divide
Yeah,
situation,
okay, the vibe.
right? Because when you see people doing great things and you're not on that same level or you weren't a part of it, what did you do? You pulled Christy and said, go over here. But then you came on deck and then you latched onto this, telling this whole personal life. We don't do that around here.
Let me tell you, it's definitely.
And I saw something, sorry to cut you off,
Yeah.
when you said on, I watched everything since I met you.
Yeah.
When you said, what is wrong with y'all? We gotta uplift one another.
Yo,
We have to uplift.
it's so stupid.
It's
like,
stupid.
Like, and I'm just gonna say this, and I come across stupid shit so much, like, it's so retarded, like, me and Shaniqua, now, we all talked about, how great would we be if all of us
All of us
together
Exactly.
We'd be
and
so
just
powerful.
Exactly.
stupid
It's
shit, like,
divided
and I know, like, with so many people in the world or whatever, I know that's almost impossible to do, but even amongst our own circle,
Mhm.
like, if we all put together.
I don't
and
have a
just-
circle, I got a search. I
Exactly,
got a
but
circle.
that's the sad part though. Like,
Circle.
exactly, and that's the sad part though. You should be able to have a circle. We all
Yeah.
should be able to have a circle. But we're fine with what we do, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But we should be able to have a circle. We
Right.
should be able to have, like, I don't know what the fuck, circumference, I don't know what the fuck you wanna call it. But we should be able to all unite and just stop the bullshit. Cause at the end of the day, we all have the same thing we wanna conquer. At the end of the day,
It's
and
life.
I hate that.
Facts.
Like,
It's life, not
Yeah.
shit.
stupid, like,
It's very crazy.
we,
It's very
we,
crazy.
we deal with so much bullshit on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
And I just wish, and don't get me wrong, I'm no innocent bystander. I go through the bullshit. And I can be petty, just like the next chick or the next dude. But it would be so great. And I would follow along with that if we could all just unite. And that would be one thing I would definitely, how we follow along and grasp all the negativity and all the dumb shit and all the bullshit.
Yeah.
I would grasp onto that immediately if we could all just be like, no, we all gonna just unite and, like, I don't care, be corny as we can be, join in a circle and hold hands.
Yeah.
Like, I would join in so quickly and like, it's retarded. Like, it hurts my heart every day, to be honest.
Oh man.
Just to know that,
Me too.
yeah, like,
Me too.
it's retarded.
It's
but,
been weighing on me heavy. And so, like I said, I was gonna do the justified thing and release it, right? Because you don't want anything written space in your head.
Right.
There's so much to accomplish, right? And distracted, you can't accomplish that much, right? When you're not focused, your whole day is off. I'm not gonna take up too much time. Let me just let you guys know. Like I said, there's a few things coming up.
Yes, let's talk about that. That's what
Tasha,
I'm talking about.
I need your help on something. My partner and I, we are gonna be running a Miss Plus Universe pageant.
Did she say plus?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. We are gonna be,
Let's talk about it.
yes,
Oh,
we're gonna be running. The pageant is actually in October. I'm getting a venue to actually do the casting call. Tasha would be honored if you wanted to do the promotional video. Put your face on that. Yeah.
Let's go.
I would be honored. That's one of the things. And then, like I told you guys, I'm trying to branch. Well, I'm not trying to. I've done it, but I would like to bring some of my New York people into Houston and ATL. Where I have a strong presence, and I've done my pieces. And then, and last but not least, I'm gonna take my talent to St. Croix in October.
All right, I see that.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So that's just some of the things
You
that I'm
have
doing.
so much stuff that you're doing.
Yeah.
People need to follow you in order to keep up. Where can they find you?
Okay, the IG name is Prissy is the name. Facebook is Tamika Griffins, and
Facebook, Instagram. Where else can they find you? You on?
and please don't let me stop. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say, Chrissy, thank you for coming on the air and apologizing. You know, I always had love for you. It's just the people, like you say, like people always want to come and conquer and divide, but they couldn't do it because the devil didn't win.
Right.
The devil didn't win.
Never that, man.
So,
And we have to, like I said, we have to be strengthened, and we have to be real with ourselves, right? We have to be real with ourselves. And one thing I don't do is be fake and go look somebody in the face. If I'm not talking to you, I'm just not going to be around you. It's just that simple for me. I don't have a middle ground. It makes no sense for me to be around you if I'm not talking to you. And like I said, I don't want to leave this earth with any type of bad energy, or like karma comes around, and I'm not going to be the one to get the karma because I treat all my people accordingly, right? I treat everybody the way I want to be treated. And like I said, a lot of people could attest to that. If people don't like me, it's just pure hate. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I do a lot, I give a lot. And I'm here, like I'm here. I got my platform for any artists that are looking, for artist development. Like I said, hit me up on the gram. My artists range from 17 to 20, like 24. So I have a young base of artists, right? Because I want them to have longevity in their career, right? And so, like I said, I definitely have an affinity for the youth. So that's another reason why I started my management company. And it's not just this; it's also models and actors.
Right. Yeah, everything.
So, like I said, I do some stuff in fashion week too. So I'm here.
Listen, you're amazing, and like I said, you've been doing this a long time, a lot of different avenues, and you got your hands in a little bit of everything, and we appreciate you. Please continue to do what you do. Keep reaching out to, I know sometimes all the bullshit can get the best of us or whatever, but I know you're gonna keep it moving and you're gonna keep pushing what you do. But I do have to say this, like, and this is probably more of a question than anything, but doing what you do, and this is because I'm asking this because I'm experiencing, certain things that I'm not happy with, and whatever. But doing what you do, and I hate, like you said, I hate to hear the haters and jealousy. I hate using those stupid terms or whatever. It is what it is. But doing what you do, how do you keep motivated and continue to do what you do? And do you ever feel like enough is enough? I don't even want this on.
I'm an always honest person. I grow weary almost every week. Because it's a lot. I put myself a lot on the line for my artists.
Right.
So it's a lot. They don't listen. You get a lot of slack.
Right.
There's the parents and everything. Like I do grow weary because I'm a hands-on person. I do have an assistant now, but nobody's gonna run your business like you would, right? So it's kind of hard to hand stuff off. I do grow weary, and I know where you get that.
Right.
There's a lot of things that I don't like, but I have to tap into my inner self, right? Like there's a lot of things that I love to do. I love music, right? So I know a lot of people could speak to music soothes me. Sometimes like when I leave here because I want to be in my thoughts, I'll listen to WBLS because I just missed that era of music,
Yeah, that's my
right?
favorite.
But then there are times like earlier, I was mad as shit. So I was like pop smoking.
Let's go to
I'm in Long
105,
Island and they
let's
looking
go.
at me like I'm about to call the cops on this girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? She the windows down and I'm just like, oh.
And those are the type of
Right.
issues I'm talking about. Let's go. How do you just, you know?
Counseling. I deal with a lot, right? I deal with a lot. So just I write a lot. I write a lot of poetry.
Okay, that's
Nice, that's
definitely a
very
blessing.
good. Right, I'm never
Yeah.
right. Bounce it off the mic. You gotta come down.
You know, I think that like when I write stuff, I feel better. I feel better because sometimes people don't listen to your message. They don't want to hear it. I mean, you know, we're all relationships. I'm engaged. You know, sometimes your partner be like,
I was getting
I
to
think
that.
everything
I
is
do see
good.
this beautiful ring
So what
on
the
your
fuck are you talking about?
finger.
You know what I You know?
So,
Thank you.
yeah, it's beautiful. God
Yeah,
bless.
so I actually got engaged on my mother's birthday.
Which
Was
was,
August 10th.
that's
So-
blessing. God bless.
So, it is.
I'm
it's
sorry,
really-
guys, she's engaged.
I'm sorry.
Don't be in the
Yeah.
inbox, see?
Yeah.
Stop it.
They're out there in box.
They out there watching.
So, you know, like you said, Tasha, it's hard. So I tend to write, you know, and like I said, we can go into a lot of things. I have a women's group as well. Like, I'm just like all around, you know, and my women's group, what we don't do, we don't male bash, right?
Exactly.
We don't male bash. I'm not a male basher, right? Because I also believe in we have to strengthen our brothers. They have been through a lot, okay?
I love
They have
that.
been through a lot, so I have kicked women out my group. Because what you're not gonna do is down a man in my group. I don't like that at all, right? Because nobody is perfect and we all have our journeys, right? We
About
all-
it, but you ain't gotta do that.
yeah, we don't have to bash, and a lot of my, you know, my females, they're like battered and like domestic violence victims, and a lot of times people self-eliminate because they don't like the truth. I'm just like, listen,
It's true.
you know, people are gonna do what you allow them to do, right? And nothing against my women, but you also have to bring something to the table, my women. Like these men are hip, right? Don't just listen. I hear a lot of women, oh, there's no good black men. Well, what you want? You know what I'm saying? If you want unemployment and you got 5 kids and you're not trying to do nothing to bring nothing to your household, but you want a man that's 6 figures and then they're coming in and sweeping you off your feet, it's not gonna happen, baby girl. Our men are hip, right? You have to be able to bring something to the table as well. Why wouldn't you? As a queen, right? A queen uplifts his king, and a king knows that they need a queen to lead his kingdom. Right?
Say that again.
You
Say it
understand?
again.
Oh, say it again.
One more game. For the people in the back.
You know, it's true. It's true. And I'm not saying this because I'm sitting amongst some powerful, successful women. It's speaking to women that are average and below average. It's a true story. The game has changed. No one is gonna trick off on you if you don't have anything to bring to the table. Sex becomes old and stinking. Your box is not enough. Your box is not enough because there's plenty of box out there. Tainted, stink, smelling like roses. There's all kinds of box and it's real shit. I'm sorry. You need some Febreze or something, but no. No, it's true. It's true, and I feel bad. I feel bad because, you know, I really am admiring Shaniqua. I just like this whole, yeah, you know what I mean? I admire that. You know why? Because I admire the natural women. Bodies not altered. Bitch, embrace your flaws. You got a goddamn gap in your teeth. You got a big head, a big forehead. Look, big forehead, pretty girls got big foreheads.
Hello.
We're not going to debate that. But you have to embrace.
secret to that.
Oh, listen, I don't know about that, but I'm just saying. We have to,
I've
like
been told all my
Shaniqua.
life I got a big motherfucking forehead.
So what?
You know what?
My shit shining. I'm sweating.
I love my forehead.
Yeah, so I'm saying this to say, you know what? Our working women, the women say, oh, y'all not winning no more because all the strippers and stuff, fuck y'all strippers. All right? Because at the end of the day, y'all get passed around like a blunt. G shit. Y'all get passed around like a blunt. You know, and although the dudes, the strippers, but they talk about y'all like a dude too. Booty falling out. Like, I don't want no mishaps. If you don't like me for how I look, then fuck it. Because I'm not here to please anybody. But God, real, I curse at the same time. But it's true. Who are you? Men are wearing fake beards. Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it. Like, I can't come at us. Y'all wearing fake beards.
Y'all wearing
And lace fronts.
Yeah.
I seen a dude that had a bull head, but then the next week he had dreads.
That's crazy.
What are we talking about?
That's crazy. It's real
Listen,
talk.
at the
It's
end of the
rest, yo.
But what's you is what works for you.
Yes.
If you don't work, if it works, I don't make no judgment or whatever the case may
Me
be.
neither, but don't make judgment on me.
Exactly.
So I'm big
Straight
on
like
that.
that. Straight like that.
I'm big on that.
Just
You
because you're
understand what I'm
natural, don't sit there and talk shit about
Right.
the people that.
saying? I'm big
you don't
on
wanna
that.
do
But people
anything
come to
else.
us all the time.
All day. All day.
What's wrong with us? If we want to wear waist trainers, let's do that. At least I'm not removing no ribs in my body. Like, you know what I mean? We gotta stay true to who we are.
Right.
You know how we were created. We start coming in here, we 45 and we 80 and we got a 20-inch waist. Come on, stop it. Legs too small to hold up the top of your body. And I'm not trying to put nobody down. It's just our young women are really tainted by what they see and what they think they should look like, right? So like I said, it's really refreshing to be in a room with regular women who are not, who are not influenced by the media and what they think they should look like, right? Be true to yourself. That's why when people see me, you don't have to like me. I may come in with blonde hair. Like I had this blonde hair before Beyonce had it. I had it since I was young, right? And so I'm not following Beyonce or anybody else.
And if you was, so the fuck what?
It doesn't
Like,
matter. But what I'm saying is I have my own style. I have my own style.
And it doesn't mean that you have low self-esteem.
Yeah, exactly.
And all these things that everybody is talking about, like, just because I decide to change my hair color or I decide to wear lashes, it doesn't mean that, I don't like who I am or and all that dumb shit. No, it doesn't mean that. If I want to enhance and do a little bit something
That's what it's
different,
called.
then that's what I'm doing.
That's what it's
It
called.
doesn't mean I don't like who I am and my skin and all that dumb shit everybody's talking about. No, it's not. You do something to me. That's it.
Right.
Simple.
That's correct. That's correct. So Tosh, I will say this to you. You just have to find your niche, right? Because you have to find your niche. Because there's so many stresses that we face, especially in New York. This is just a stressful city in itself, right? You have to find your niche, and you have to cut the dead weeds constantly. There's no such thing as spring cleaning. You gotta do that daily, almost, right, to protect your immediate space, right? And I think the fact that I've gotten to myself, I used to like, having a bunch of friends in a crowd, that don't work. It don't work. When you get to yourself and you gotta bring yourself into a quiet space most times. Even after you leave here, you get in a quiet space and you get into your thoughts and you understand what's working and what's not working for you. Because what the last thing we want to do, and I believe y'all on this note, the last thing that we want to do is waste time. That's something that we cannot get back. Okay? We can't get that back, and the life is short. So we have to figure out how to maximize our time to what we love, right? To our passion, right? So on that note, I thank you guys.
Thank
Shout out to
you.
you.
Listen,
Yes,
thank you so much for pulling up and, giving us your story. Beautiful thing.
Entertainment.
Yeah, we can't.
Yeah,
And
that's
shout out to
good.
DJ Clutch, man. I thank you guys. Have a great night.
Yes. Woo-hoo. Listen, y'all wanna hang around? We got pizza and drinks. So wanna hang around. Shout out to the live audience. Y'all make some noise.
Everybody here.
I wanna thank y'all for hanging around and chilling with us. Yes. Let's talk about it, y'all. We do it each and every Wednesday, y'all. Make sure you tune in on my phone. I know this is gonna happen. It happens every time around this time of year. As what you see in the house, everything. So, listen, I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Oh, guys, let's talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about talk about my show. Next week, just so you know, I'm doing karaoke open mic on Thursday at Escape in the Bronx. Check the flyer is going down in the
Queen is back.
Queen is back. It looks like we will be doing another show, but check the flyers on that, y'all.
What's going on this Saturday?
Let's talk about Saturday.
Underground Villains concert.
Saturday is going down,
Also,
y'all.
16 DVD.
Yeah.
Yes. Going down to Brooklyn.
Yes.
PM for the address. It starts at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. to, I think, 12 a.m.
Yeah, something like that.
Shout out to the
DJ Clark and me, Thursday night after that. Love that. Thank y'all for tuning in. Love y'all. And we apologize for being so late. Thank you, like we're gonna be official. Love y'all.
Shout out to our guests, Ashley Cole. Shout out to Chrissy, Tammy G Entertainment. Shout out to the lovely Shanika Charles for connecting the dots. Shout out to KB. You know what it is. Shout out to Chef Dollars. Shout out to my partner, I'm still high, baby. Shout out to Zach Arts, man. See the beautiful space. Shout out to Zach Arts. So peace and love. See y'all next
I take that extra cheese.
I get extra cheese.
I'm gonna be constipated.
Little something, right?
No, that was dope.
Yeah, we appreciate you. That was dope. Yeah, you definitely embodied that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone be giving our pipe. Oh yeah, cheese. I'm back to the box. Back to the box.
All right. So I'll connect with them. Make sure, like I said, you have the
Old age. Now it is. I should.
That's true.
Perhaps the feedback like that. You want beef? Yeah. You don't want beef though. I don't do the beef. That's the cheese though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, thank you all. I'm glad you was able to make it though. We gotta do something.
He's not wrong with it.
Yeah.
That's all right. But he's still coming home.
Big shit. It is
I want to feel when you sit with you. So where's your weather? You know what? I'm gonna do some branding for you.
I like how
I need two. I want to be 30 watts. I'm opening myself.
I like how open it.
Yo. Okay.
What is that? Ground?
Yeah, that's interesting, right? You know what I was thinking about doing? You can make pizza, right?
Hell yeah, I made a pizza from scratch in my house.
What? That's what's up.
I ain't seen that. Yo, bro, I made a
We gotta take some pictures.
I want a little Irish man.
I'm gonna be civilized. That shit look good. This is the heart, yeah. Right, that's where we at, right. Right, because when I was like, yo, yeah. I'm just it's actually cheese, though. I'm saying, baby cheese. No, that's extra cheese right there. I want extra cheese, too. But yeah, yo, OBG, yeah, you're right. Remember me and Trench came? Yeah, I was like, yo, he still got it? Oh, that was old boy from there. That night we came. Oh, watch this shit. Wow. Rest in peace. I seen him that night too. He was drunk that night. He went over there.
take some pictures. Hey, come on, wait. Yeah, see how it is, right? So old boy ain't make it. Old boy ain't make it. Hey.
And you know what? God don't like others because I went live and my shit went bad. So I lost my footage.
Right, yeah. Nah, it's still on there. Nah, you ain't losing. That happens to me too sometimes. It's still there. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go to your page right now. It's on there. It's up there. Not now, but it's
Wait, I'm talking about IG.
on IG.
Yeah.
So this is probably right now.
Yeah, and you know what? I was with my partner earlier, and we was like, what's wrong with me? God don't like nothing. He put that line right on over me. But y'all got footage though, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, it's over. Oh yeah, perfect. That's all I do.
Now we gotta get a picture with you before you go. Sometimes we don't really get the picture. Yeah, we were just talking about it. Oh yeah. That's cold too.
That's cold.
Oh, you It's more spicy, bro.
You know you got legs. You know you got legs.
I can't get over there, bro. Thank you, Lashby. Thank you, Lashby. No, yo, oh, this Blue. He do the Underground Village radio too. R&BK, every Monday they do DTF radio, they do Underground Village. And Sammy and another brother, Tiger Styles. And he's one of the hosts. Blue, this OBG. He the producer.
Bro, I don't know if you said, yo, I hope y'all sell.
I got you.
Bro, I stood by that gate, bro, and started tearing it up. You know,
Right in my street.
started tearing it up, yo, like.
When we was over there one night chilling, I thought about it. I was like, yo,
Yeah, y'all was just playing my beat, right?
was he?
So I heard him from
I
outside.
think so, probably, yeah. I'm glad y'all made it, though.
Yeah.